You're now tuned in to the Views and Voices podcast, Sports Edition.
Welcome back.
We got two special guests. My roommates, E306, Washington State, Jackie Bowe, and Elijah Lee, man. Hey, welcome to the show.
Yeah, happy to be here, man. Happy to be back.
It's a special night, man. I'm really excited. And, man, let's get into it. Let's get into it. We're going to start it off. In today's episode, we're going to get it into college football and NFL football. And we're going to talk about, the matchups, our picks, and, all that good stuff, man. Stuff that happens with the Rams. We're going to get into that.
Well, but brother.
Let's start it off with college football, right? And let's do the first matchup that, we're going to talk about. And that's Mississippi State versus Auburn. And let me get y'all opinion on that matchup right there. Let's start it off with Jackie Bowe. Let's get it.
So first off, I'm gonna come out biased right out of the gate.
Super.
Obviously, I'm a diehard Coug, been that way literally since birth. I do not forgive Mike Leach for leaving and being greedy. I hope for nothing but failure for that man. And not only that, but quite frankly, I think that Auburn overall has a better roster from top to bottom than Mississippi State does. And Mike Leach is still figuring out the air raid in the SEC. So for that reason, also, I'm going to take Auburn. But, Auburn's a big physical team. Up front, at the running back position, I just see them. I think it might be slightly closer than people think. I think it'll be at least like a 2-score win for Auburn. But I'm going to say like 31-21 Auburn over Mississippi State.
Okay.
Mike Leach can kick rocks.
Well, you know what, Jackie Bowe? I love it. I love the pick. I love the short analysis. I actually do have, excuse me, my allergy messing up, but I do have Auburn over Mississippi State. And not for the same reasons as you, primarily with the bias and the Leach. I could care less about Leach.
Yeah, I put a couple things in there too.
Yeah, but just looking at the matchup, obviously it's SEC ball. I'm over here looking at so previous matchup last year it was Auburn 24-10. So when I'm looking at picks and stuff, I kind of take into account a lot of the history of the schools, past matchup. Obviously I look at the player matchup, and what Jack mentioned was huge, physicality and the running backs. I forgot number 4's name, but he's a beast.
Yeah.
I remember I took Penn State over them, but he was killing Penn State if I can remember correctly. But yeah, just overall, I feel like Auburn's defense. Mike Leach does have a simple offense, and DJ and I both know that. But they can be effective, but I feel like Auburn gets turnovers in this game, and that's where the game changes.
Okay, so you got Auburn. Okay, so. Yeah. I'm gonna steer away from what y'all talking about, man. I'm going Mississippi State. I'm getting an upset here, man. And the reason why I say an upset, because I do believe in the air raid system, and plus Mississippi State showed us what they can do against Texas A&M, and Texas A&M still is a good football team, and
very good.
And so that's why I'm going with the upset. I like Mississippi State, and I do not like Bo Nix. And so that's the thing. I do not like Bo Nix, man. So he's okay, but he's decent. And so no shade to Bo Nix, but yeah, that's who I'm going with. Mississippi State, Mike Leach, air raid all the way. And so let's get into a big matchup this weekend. Oklahoma, Baylor. Let's get your opinion. Let's start off with Lee first.
Well, I have so I'm looking right now at my money ticket. This is my money. This is where I feel like it'll be 6 teams who I eventually pick. But this Oklahoma is a part of that, and I have them at -5.5. Reason being, ever since a freshman quarterback came in, they've been winning by at first before he was in, they were barely winning by 7 points. It was 1-score games, and once he came in, they started winning by double digits. So -5.5 at 5.5 is fair. Now I'm speaking just on betting terms in this aspect.
Oh, -5. Okay.
Yeah, -5.5. So I mean, I'm sure they can win. Obviously, if I take a -5.5, they have to win. But I think they do get the win, but I think they also cover. Baylor's capable of a win. I wouldn't consider it too much of an upset just because Baylor has, the team. But I look at quarterback play. I look at receivers. Defense, another guy who we're familiar with in the DC at Oklahoma,
Alex
Grinch.
Yeah.
His defense, I feel like they'll hold it down just because it's a Big 12 game, and it's not like they're playing like an SEC opponent. So yeah, overall, I think Oklahoma wins by -5.5.
Okay, Jackie Bo.
Well, you look at Oklahoma, and yeah, they're undefeated. And Lee, you made a great point about when they benched Rattler, how they did get better. But I think overall, they gotta be the most overrated, undefeated team in the NCAA right now. I really think that they are, even though I think they are slightly improved with the new quarterback the freshman.
Yeah.
But Baylor's been playing strong. Like as a team, I don't know. I just feel an upset. I can't. I'm not gonna say anything other than that. But I'm like, I feel like Oklahoma's gonna go down at some point because they've skated away so many times by skin of their teeth, and something about it. I'm just thinking this might be the week they fall. They fall to an opponent from Texas, the state of Texas.
Wow. Okay, upset alert. Okay. So I'm gonna keep it short and simple. OU all the way. New quarterback, fucking baller. Spencer Rattler, overrated as hell. And so, man, I'm going with OU, man. Their offense has been so much smoother, man. And I know Lincoln Riley is hella excited about that. And this dude is only a freshman. So it can only get better. The recruits is going to get even better because they're going to the SEC. And that's just talking future, preferences. But I think this Saturday, OU got this, and it's not even close. And so let's talk about Michigan, Penn State. Let's go, Jack.
Go ahead, Jackie.
This one, I'm taking Michigan. That defense is just too good. And I know they had a tough one against Michigan State, and that one shook them up deep. But I feel like that's a loss that they're going to learn a lot from, and I feel like it's going to make them a lot tougher. And that defense, again, like I don't even care about the offensive side of the ball. I'm not even going to talk about it because that's not even their strength. I'm taking the defense, the Michigan defense. Their defensive end? He's got to be a top 5 draft pick.
Yeah.
I think number 97. I'm trusting that the Michigan defense is just going to come through and shut them down.
Yep. I think their defense is number 1 in the country. I'm not too sure.
I think they are. Yeah, they are physical.
Well, shit, Georgia. Hold on now.
Georgia. Hey, man, you're right.
Yeah. You want to talk about well-rounded? That's Georgia. Yeah. Georgia is well-rounded.
Yeah, they are.
For sure.
And so you got Michigan.
I'm taking Michigan, bro.
All the way. Okay, Lee, let's get it.
All right, so for me, we're looking at Penn State. So I was reading up on this game. I'm not going to take this on one of my main tickets, but Penn State will win. Reason being, Penn State. They're at home. They're at home, one, and I was trying to pull up the stat I read, but it said something about just like Jim Harbaugh going against, I believe, it was like top 25 teams or something like that. I see Penn State's not ranked, but just like, oh, wait, they are 23. Going against ranked teams, Jim Harbaugh is like 2-7 on the road. So when you look at that kind of number, it's just like, you look a couple weeks ago with the Michigan State game, they lose because Harbaugh doesn't have a good record on the road. So, I mean, I just kind of put all that into perspective. But as far as just like a straight-on pick, I think, obviously, Michigan is more than capable of winning. But, I mean, Penn State's been rolling. When you look at their schedule, they had their quarterback hurt in their big game, which was Iowa. Iowa, I believe, and they only lost by 3. And then, I mean, he comes back, Illinois game, they lose by 2 in all those overtime games. And then they only lose by 9 to Ohio State, which was an impressive game because it was on the road. But, with Michigan, I just feel like, I mean, Penn State is Penn State, and they have a foundation, and we know they'll play physical defense. It's up to Michigan. Like, I don't think that game is up to Penn State to win or lose. It's really on Michigan.
Yeah, I agree with that. The ball's in their court for sure.
Yeah. It is, and I'm going with Michigan, man. I don't think they take another loss. because they know, the implications that means for them when it comes to the Big Ten championship. So I'm gonna go with Michigan. I believe in Harbaugh, and man, let's see what Michigan does. But I got Michigan in this one, and I think it's gonna be a close game. So and so let's talk about the next matchup, and that's Texas A&M, who we talked about earlier, and Ole Miss. And so let's go, Lee. Talk about it.
This is another one. I think 3 of the 4 or whatever we talked about so far have been on my big ticket, and I do have A&M -2.5. Excuse me. A&M's defense has been really stout. Obviously, they beat Alabama. That was a huge win, but they've just been playing really well. Now they are going on the road, but I think their defense holds off the quarterback, Matt Corral. It's really up. The offense can move the ball. I'm not too confident in the quarterback, but I just think the defense makes plays, special teams make plays. They got a kickoff return against Bama, so if they can do that against Ole Miss or something similar, it'll be a big time win for them.
Okay, Jackie Bo.
I'm with Lee on this one in terms of I like Texas A&M in this game, and honestly, this is going to be one of the best games we see all day tomorrow. I think it could be decided by a field goal or OT. Yeah. These two teams know how to fight. Yeah, Matt Corral, the quarterback for Ole Miss. Man. Yeah, that dude's a stud. I totally think he's good. He'll ball out, but I'm putting my faith in Spiller, man, for Texas A&M, the running back. He's for sure a late first or second round draft pick. That guy, he's got an NFL career ahead of him that should be pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. I like those picks, man. And so I'm gonna go. This is just based off what I've seen from Ole Miss, and I just like their offense, and I like Matt Corral. So I'm gonna go with Ole Miss, but I'm a little on the fence with that one. But I'm just gonna choose Ole Miss. But I do like Texas A&M. It's
a tough one, man.
Yeah, it is. It is a tough one. And so we're gonna get into Pac-12, baby.
Yeah, let's go.
Hey, woo, go Cougs, baby. And so we're going to get into, let's talk about Arizona State versus them boys we do not like, and that is UW. And so let's get into ASU versus UW.
We'll let Jack start this one.
Yeah, and Jackie Bo's going to start off first. So let's get into that matchup. What you think, Jackie Bo?
I see this being not very close for a number of reasons, not even just my clear bias, but you look at the UW season as a whole. Nothing has seemed to gel. Definitely not a quarterback. They don't have a star running back like they've had all the years that we were there and had to witness the horror show for ourselves. They don't have a star running back. Their quarterback play is probably the worst I've seen since Jake Browning, and no one can tell me that dude is half decent. Wow. No one can tell me that. And on top of that, then let's get into Jimmy Lake.
Didn't he do some dumb shit?
Jimmy. Kinda. I'm gonna say kinda. There was a scuffle on the sideline during the Oregon game, and he kind of hit his player in the face mask, with a palm, kind of hard in the face mask. To knock him off of the field to kind of seem like he was hey man, don't get into it. Nailed him. And people saw that as he assaulted his player. Wow. But I mean, I played football. You guys played football for longer than I have, and you guys know it's a physical sport. And it's not for the weak or anything. I like a little bit of fire in my coach. My coaches would hit me in the helmet or whatever. Hey, that's part of the game. But this was kind of a weird scenario though, just because it was such a bang bang thing, and emotions were already high on the field, and then he gets suspended, and then they fire their offensive coordinator. And now we don't even know if he's going to be able to keep his job. No decision has been made yet, but there's so much drama there. I don't think that the Dogs going with a clear head. And Arizona State already suffered a humiliating loss to our Cougs, where we simply showed up and were ready to play, and they didn't. So I think from that game, they're not going to lose to another team from the state of Washington. And they always play tough. They always play hard. They're very physical, very physically gifted all the time. The recruiting has been great, and I love Herm Edwards. Yeah. So I would take Arizona State, man. I'll give points for this one. I'll say
what is it at? It's
I'll say 30.
I was just gonna tell you the
What's
total.
the
It's at
spread?
45.
Oh, I
It's
think it's
at
in
45
Washington.
points. So you think
Yeah.
that at a total 45, 45 and a half.
Oh
Uh,
no, I'm not gonna give a total. I'm gonna give an
okay,
overall
okay.
score. I'm
Okay.
gonna say like I think ASU is gonna be like 34-17. 34-17 ASU. I'm looking to see those boys for ASU come out ready to play and take advantage of a team that might not be there
Yeah.
mentally because of all
Yeah.
the drama.
Okay. I
Well,
like
well,
that. I like that.
you convinced me because I had Arizona State straight up, but I think the points are like -6 right now, so they have to win by 7. I think they do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Well, I'll start it from obviously like the Cougs perspective. First of all, I never beat UW, and I hate it till this day.
Never.
Or I think
We're all salty, bro.
three
We're all
years WSU
salty.
lost, and then at Montana we went and got our ass whooped. But what is so crazy, and we've all seen it, the first game of the season, Montana
Boom.
beat
Yep.
UW. I think it was
Yep.
10-7. So yeah,
Go Grizz.
go Grizz, go Grizz. I wish I had
Yep.
my little drip on, but it's all right.
Lakers.
But yeah, Lake Show too though. We play tonight. But yeah, with ASU and Washington, yeah, UW. I mean, they've just looked horrible all season. I watched them earlier this year after the Montana game versus Michigan. They looked horrible. Against Arizona, they looked horrible, and I think that game spread was over 20. It was like 18 to 20 points. They should have won by, and just completely played horrible. The quarterback's bad. Quarterback play has been horrible all season, in my opinion. And again, they don't have a Miles Gaskin or a Salvon, I believe his name is. Yeah. So I mean, they just look like really bad, and it's kind of surprising to see. I wish they looked that bad when we were at WSU, but
Me too.
yeah. So Jack he flipped my position, and I'm thinking about taking Arizona State with the points.
Okay. And so, this is easy to tell, man. I'm going ASU, Herm Edwards, former Coug, fuck UW, and it's just as simple as that, man. UW sucks. ASU is better than UW in my opinion.
Easy call.
So we're going to go with that. ASU, easy call.
Yes, sir.
Hey, let's get it, man.
Yeah.
And so let's talk about our squad, WSU, huge week versus, I believe, the number 5 team in the nation. Are they number 5 or
3?
Number 3?
Well,
I've seen
in the polls,
number 3,
but maybe not in the playoff rankings.
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about. But number 3 in the polls, Oregon. And so let's talk about that matchup, WSU versus Oregon. Man, beat the Ducks, and let's get it started. Let's start it off with Lee first.
So just I mentioned history earlier on when we started, and when we played Oregon, and that's when we had it was my first year ever, like it was my first game traveling actually, playing special teams, and we went into Oregon, and this was after Mariota, I think the very next year.
Yeah,
and,
that was our freshman year.
we weren't expected to win, compete, or none of that, and man, just a dog in like WSU. From that point on has just been crazy. I know we probably lost 1 or 2 since I've been there, or we've been there, but I think I have WSU plus 14, so I'm not saying WSU wins, but I think they at least cover 14 points.
Okay.
Obviously, I hope they win, but I win either way with the bet, plus 14, or if they can win straight up. But matchup wise, I mean, Oregon's quarterback, he's good. He's not the most convincing quarterback. But what scares me about Oregon is their running back. And if you watch Travis Dottis these past couple weeks, I think that's his name, Travis. But yeah, he's just been crazy. He had over 200 yards against UW. I would love to see how WSU plays against him. They have really good receivers, but I mean, WSU is capable of scoring. They can play up to that competition. So I say Oregon wins only because they have playoff implications, and they know it weighs a lot right now in their season. But obviously, I'm a root for WSU, like I said, and hopefully they can cover the plus 14.
Oh, brother!
Hey, man. Hey, Jackie, bro, let's get it to you, brother.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start by talking about Oregon. Obviously, they are a extremely naturally talented team. I would describe them as all just simply athletes. Like every single guy that starts for them is pretty much good at everything. And they're pretty well coached too. They got elite guys like Kayvon Thibodeau. But
Man.
I see them suffering a little bit without CJ Verdell versus the Cougs defense, which is the number one in the Pac-12 right now. They're causing turnovers. They're wreaking havoc.
Okay.
They're putting everything they got on the field every time. And, shout out to Jake Dickert, our former defensive coordinator, now head coach. I think he's going to call up a great game. And the WSU offense, if they want to, they can score points. I do worry about the play calling. But you have a good offense versus a good defense. I'm going to be the ultimate optimist here. I'm going to give the Cougs a 24-21 win against Oregon. Not enough because the Cougs have, both teams have a lot to play for different reasons, obviously. Right. But
yeah,
Oregon's just not, man, they're not WSU. They're cheap. They're cheap. They're popular. They're cool. There's something about them where it's just so unauthentic, and I just can't see them beating a team in a university and a community that's so bought in and so genuine, and the team is playing really well right now with a new head coach who I'm very, very happy has the job now.
Wow.
And,
hey, call the head coach and say Jack likes to be the new, I don't know.
I'll be his hype man during press conferences. I love Jake Dicker, but I think the Cougs, the Speed D is going to show up. They're going to make some plays, and they'll make just enough to let the offense score enough points to win the game.
Okay. I like that pick, of course. But, man, Oregon special team, man. Defense is amazing. Thibodeau, man, top 5 pick, I believe. Their quarterback is definitely suspect. And but at the end of the day, I'm going to choose the Cougs, of course, man. Hey, I'm choosing the Cougs, baby.
What a
because
build-up.
At the end, look it, man. The Cougs definitely have something to play for. I do believe they have a chip on their shoulder.
Of course.
And, man, it's kind of like inspiring to watch because when their coach got fired, it seemed like they played even better, right? Yeah. And that's on both sides of the ball. And I don't know what that means, but I definitely think that the Cougs are playing a little bit tougher, a little better than what they were in the beginning of the season. And so, man, I'm a rock with the Cougs on this one. And I'm gonna call it 22-25, just like that. Upset alert at Oregon.
3-point games.
Yeah, at Oregon, and
Duck
that's
hunting season. Duck hunting season.
Hey, duck hunting season, man. Wow. I like Delora. Hey, he's flashy, and I like that a lot. So that's my opinion on that one right there, man. And so let's talk about NFL matchups. But hey, let's get into the NFL, right? And let's talk about the first game. Let's talk about Saints Titans. And let's start it off with Jack.
Ooh, Saints-Titans. Well, there's a lot going on with both teams right now, definitely. The Saints, they lose Jameis. And Jameis has been playing pretty well.
Yeah.
All in all, the roster is solid. You can't just, they still have Alvin Kamara on offense. And he's been the entire driving force of their offense all season. But Jameis had really, taken off some of the slack. He was dangerous enough, for sure. But now without him, I do worry a little bit about that offense. I just stacked the box on Tennessee. And Tennessee's defense, woo, man, Jeffrey Simmons, man, that's a bad man right there. He's about to be all up in there.
Tough.
And Tennessee's offense, without Derrick Henry, well, they didn't really lose a step against the Rams. So I'm going to be pretty confident in saying Tennessee's going to take that game.
Okay, that's it. Tennessee. Lee.
Yeah. Well, Saints obviously are missing Jameis Winston, but I just read earlier Alvin Kamara is going to be out too. I think it was a knee injury.
Ooh.
Yeah. So,
I got to take him out of my fantasy team.
Yeah. See, I done hooked you up right there. But, missing those two players is huge. I actually had the Saints losing to the Falcons last week, so I think Tennessee can beat New Orleans this week. Obviously, no Henry. That's tough, but they did look they looked good it's up to the receivers offensively for the Titans. Defense can hold its own ground, and they just look like a really poised team. And the head coach, he knows what he's doing. He's been in a situation with Belichick, so he just has that natural. I mean, they're like killers out there. If you think about it, defense. Simmons is a dog. Their safeties are really good. Byard's really good.
Yeah, Byard.
Yeah, so I think they take the game.
Okay, I like that pick. And man, the Saints offense. I didn't even know Alvin Kamara was out.
Yeah,
but their offense is not that good, but their defense is amazing. And so I was kind of leaning towards the Saints, but after hearing that, Kamara news, I'm gonna definitely go with the Titans, man. It's an easy win because the Titans' defense is actually pretty damn good, and their offense, I think they're gonna get back in rhythm this week with AP McNichols. I think them two is definitely gonna be a decent 1-2 punch, and so the receivers is amazing. AJ Brown, dog, but I need to see a little bit more from Julio Jones. I don't know if they're not, really targeting him like that. But I need to see those receivers, really just Julio Jones, get the ball a little bit more. But I'm going with the Titans as well.
Man. Hey, yo, is Julio going to catch a touchdown this weekend?
Man, who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Probably not.
And so let's go with the next matchup. Bills, Jets. Let's go, Jackie Bo.
We'll keep this one short and sweet. It's the Bills versus the Jets. I'm taking the Bills. They suffered one of the most humiliating losses I've seen in a while against the Jags.
Horrible.
Josh Allen absolutely killed Josh Allen.
Yep, he did.
And,
horrible.
He did.
But, oh my God, if you were ever to look at a team and be like, man, that team is going to bounce back with a vengeance, it's definitely the Bills. And then on top of that, they play the Jets. But, hey, who knows? You can't count out Mike White, I guess, right? No, I'm taking the Bills. Bills by 100.
Okay.
I love it.
Okay. Lee?
I say the same. I had the Bills winning last week, and they just completely fucked that over.
Yeah.
And they are a really good team. They have a really good offense and defense. Probably one of the better teams in the league right now. When you look at playoff wise, but Mike White, he may come out and perform. Their quarterback last week, Johnson was his last name, I believe.
Yeah,
he played pretty well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you look at the Jets defense and how long can they keep that little Cinderella story going? I don't think it'll last another week. Nah. Again, I agree with Jack. Bills by 100.
Okay. Let's see. Man, believe in Mike White? Nah, it's not happening, bro. Yeah. It's not happening. The Bills, easy win after losing to the Jaguars. They're not going to let their season go down in the drain like that. And I think Stephon Diggs has an amazing day. And to be honest, Devin Singletary, I think he gets 2 touchdowns, man. And so let's go into
that'll be huge.
Our next matchup, and Lions versus Steelers. Lee.
I got Steelers on that one. They looked really bad, actually. I think it was this Monday night game. They looked very bad when you think about how they started off and then they just let the team come back. But I think Steelers do win this game. Jared Goff is still seeking his first win, I believe, or at least second, one of those. But I'm not big on Detroit Lions. Same with Big Ben. He needs to hang it up after this season. He's probably the biggest downfall for them when you think about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so Steelers win the game, and I that's about as much as I can say about it.
Yeah.
Okay, Jackie Bo.
Yeah, I'm with Lee. I'm Steelers all the way on this one. I feel really bad for Detroit because I feel like the way they started the season off, they lost like 5 games by like super close scores or, Justin Tucker's 63-yard, field goals. They had horrible luck. They had some momentum, and then they just lost it. And I feel like as a team, they've given up. I love their head coach. Their head coach is the man, biting kneecaps, and I would love to play for that guy.
Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell, yes, Dan Campbell. But, I feel like they've lost a lot of the confidence, that they had And the Steelers, they really shouldn't have won this past week. But overall, they're a better team. That defense for Pittsburgh is going to come through T.J. Watt. You know, if you're on offense, you just freaking run the ball with Najee Harris all game. Use guys like Claypool and that rookie tight end. You know,
Yeah.
you just chunk them down the field.
Yeah.
Freiermuth. You just chunk them down the
chicken,
field.
some shit.
You just it's a game for the Steelers that you just handle. You just handle, you win. And I can't see Detroit, pulling an upset.
Okay. And so my pick, man, a Steelers defense, amazing, right? Their offense, I don't believe in Big Ben at all. The receivers is good. I love Chase Claypool, but I'm going with the Lions, baby. Hey, I'm going with the Lions. I'm going Dan Campbell, DeAndre Swift, Jamal Williams. I think those two will have a decent day when it comes to touchdowns. Jared Goff is going to lead. Hey, man, I like the Titans on this one, man. It's going to be an upset this week because last week was a crazy week in the NFL. And so I'm picking the Lions. I'm going to pick the Lions on this one. Let's get
Chaos ball, man. Chaos. Ball.
Yeah, for sure.
And so let's talk about Bucks, Washington football team. Let's go, Jackie Bo.
Man, dude. You were starting us off with a lot of lopsided games, man. Again, are you going to tell me you think Tom Brady is going to lose to the Washington football team?
Yeah.
No, he's not. No, he's not. And God, I hate that man so much, but I cannot deny how good he is still.
Yep.
And again, the Bucks just offense, defense, special teams, coaching, everything is better than Washington. I feel really bad for Washington because last year they actually had some momentum.
Yep.
That defense last year, Washington's defense last year was amazing. And I feel like they just fell off this year. Chase Young's still Chase Young, but again, this is another game that the Bucks should handle, but they're going to steamroll over them. I'm looking for a big day from Leonard Fournette, honestly.
Okay.
Leonard Fournette, and then I would say, Mike Evans, Tom Brady.
Okay.
Again, that passing, running the ball. They could do whatever they wanted to, and Washington's not going to be able to stop them. And the Bucks defense has a lot of talented players, and they're going to have no problems with the Washington offense.
Okay, Lee?
Well, just looking at statistics again, you got the number one passing offense in Tampa Bay versus the last passing defense in Washington. So that right there tells you everything you need to know. In points-wise, Tampa Bay scores 32.5 points per game. So, and defensively, Washington's nearly last. They're ranked 29th. So you just look at it from that perspective, and no way Tom Brady loses. You can choose that game however you want. I'll actually take that game with the points. I think it is
51.
No, the spread. The spread.
The spread minus 9.5.
Yeah, 9.5. So I think they win by
I'd take that
for sure.
Yeah, that's an easy one, man. I'm gonna keep it short and simple. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Washington football team is trash. Change your name, do something, figure it out. I'm going Buccaneers easy. And so we're gonna get into our next matchup, and that is the Browns versus the Patriots. Lee, take it off.
Well, I actually think the Browns can win. I thought they would have won if both the running backs were playing. And,
Easy.
3 at this point. We know Hunt's down with an injury. I think he's still on IR. But Demetric Felton and Nick Chubb just went down with the COVID. I don't think they have COVID, but, they are out.
They're on the COVID list,
Yeah, the COVID list. So, I mean, that's just scary because I think the Browns are kind of centered around the run game. Now, I wish I knew his name, but Dearness Johnson?
Yeah, Dearness Johnson.
Yeah, so last time they played without all their running backs, Dearness actually had a really good game, and he actually carried that team. I think it was a primetime game, Thursday Night Football, if I may remember.
Yep.
I think I would like to see what the spread is on that by the end of tomorrow. I wouldn't take it right now, but I think Cleveland covers a spread of 3 or more. And do I think they win? They could, but I don't know. Bill Belichick has this offense or this team rolling in New England, but I mean, if you think about defensively, Cleveland Browns have really good defense, and I think they could sack Mac Jones, give him a hard time. But I'm not even gonna pick that. I just say Cleveland plus 3.
Lee, pick a team.
Nah, I say
you're taking Cleveland for the win.
Cleveland plus 3. That's all I got for you. I can't pick.
What?
Who's
You're not
winning the
gonna pick-
game?
I don't know.
Who's winning the game?
I don't know.
Lee?
Wow.
No, give us a team.
All right.
Yeah, you got
Come
it.
on, man. You can't do it.
Okay.
got to. You gotta
I
give us one.
I looked at I use it's called The Score. It's a really good app. It's really insightful. But New England at home, 1-4. So I'm taking Cleveland.
Wow. Cleveland.
Okay.
1-4.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
All
All right,
right.
Jackie Ball. Let's get it, man. Let's see what you got.
Again, Lee made a lot of great points about Cleveland there. You know, with Chubb out and Kareem Hunt out, they are a very run first team, but they did just make a huge beneficial move to them.
Mm-hmm.
They let OBJ go,
Yeah.
which, quite frankly, actually makes Baker
It
better.
does.
You know, Baker plays better without him than he does with him.
Yeah.
And I feel like Baker's always had like a lot of pressure on him to force the ball to him, and when he's not playing, he doesn't play with like the same kind of mindset. And you know, I think that Cleveland's passing offense is going to be better in this game. Obviously, like Lee said, that defensive line, stacked. But you look on the other side, you look at the Patriots, and right now they're just starting to roll. And, you know, Mac Jones is finding his footing. Bill Belichick has, you know, got a system back in place. That defense, hey, they ain't no slouches either. And I feel like there's something about the Patriots this week where I think they have a more favorable matchup against the Browns without the starting 2 running backs. And even with a improved Baker, one might say, I'm taking the Patriots.
Okay. I like that. I like that pick, man. Hey, I like the Patriots defense. The boy Jackson, amazing corner, defensive back. I would have chosen the Browns. We still going to see if Chubb is going to play. If Chubb plays, it's Browns all the way, man. And it's going to be a good win. Browns all the way. But if Chubb does not play, I'm going with the Patriots. Their defense, Mac Jones is going to be really efficient. Baker Mayfield is going to be seeing ghosts like Sam Darnold. And, hey, Baker Mayfield, we'll see how he does. But I'm going with the Patriots on this pick if Chubb does not play. If Chubb plays, easy. Give the ball to Chubb 20 times. Let him run for almost 200 yards, and that's it. But I'm going Patriots right now because Chubb looks like he's not going to play because of COVID. But I'm going Patriots.
Okay.
Easy pick. And so let's see. Falcons, Cowboys, and I wish Travis was on this so he could talk his shit with the Cowboys.
Man.
But it's okay. But Jackie Bo, let's start it off with you first. Falcons, Cowboys. What you got?
Man, I wish Travis was here. I'd be the freaking white Shannon Sharp to his black Skip Bayless.
Yeah,
It would be a beautiful thing to see.
yeah.
But that being said, I hate the Cowboys. I hate them with every fiber of my being. But they're a better football team.
Yeah.
Do I think they'd beat an actual good team? Probably not. But the Falcons, they're a hodgepodge group of guys. They really kind of don't have it all together. I think Dallas will beat them solidly. They have a better roster.
Yeah.
You know, that's pretty much what it comes down to for me. I'm taking the Cowboys. Simple.
Okay. Lee, let's get it, man.
Well, I was actually talking about this at work today, and I don't touch the Cowboys on the money line. So straight up, I don't know yet, at least, but I think Atlanta at +9.5 or more can cover. So my pick is Cowboys just because they have been really good this season. I think we all can look past this last week game. They just got socked in the mouth, and a lot of teams get socked in the mouth in both NFL and college. I mean, you know, and even high school. But Cowboys win. And now let me say, if Atlanta wins, I wouldn't be surprised. I think a lot of people would be surprised. I would not be surprised, but I think Atlanta covers 9.5 points or more.
Okay, and so hey, I do like Atlanta, man. They do fight. Their team is moving in the right direction, but like you said, man, I don't think the Cowboys are going to have 2 stinkers in a row. That's not going to happen. Dak is going to be Dak. He was terrible last week. That offense is going to be good, and so I'm gonna go with the Cowboys on this pick right here, and it's going to be an okay game. First half, good game. Second half, Cowboys run away with it. That run offense is going to be spectacular in my opinion with Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott. So I'm going with the Cowboys on this pick. And so let's see the Panthers versus the Cardinals. Lee, start it off.
Well, Cardinals win big. They have them at least over Arizona minus 10 or 10.5 or more. So Arizona by 1 million. Again, we can use that phrase. Last week I bet against them without Kyler Murray and who was it, D-Hop, but they went out and just wrecked the Niners.
James Conner.
Just watching those highlights, it was like, damn, and I don't know why I forgot about their defense. They are, to me, one of the best defenses, probably even statistically.
Chandler Jones.
Yeah, Chandler Jones. You got the safeties, the
Buda
corners. Baker. Yeah, shout out Jalen Thompson. He's a beast, of course.
Go Cougs.
That's cool right there. Arizona by 1 million.
Jackie Bo?
I second what he said. Yeah, no, Arizona by 1 million. I mean, this isn't even close. The Panthers started off the year and they deceived everybody. They deceived everyone.
Definitely.
And Sam Darnold, it's clear that he is not the guy that everyone said he was going to be when he was in college. And I think we all saw that too because we watched him play. And you guys were playing. Well, you were, Lee. But
Lee was playing.
Yeah, I mean, there's just the Panthers are as ice cold as the freaking Antarctic right now. And the Cardinals have a great roster. I'm calling Chandler Jones for 3 sacks, and one of them is going to cause a fumble. Arizona by 1 million. Shout out Jalen Thompson. Go Cougs. Keep balling out.
Easy, man. Hey, Arizona by 1 million, like you guys said. The Panthers offense, Sam Darnold's hurt, though. Let's talk about that. Sam Darnold is hurt, and they just signed Cam Newton. And
he ain't playing,
you know what? I like it. Because I like Cam Newton. I like Cam Newton, man. Sure. And so, but this is an easy pick, man. Arizona, even without Kyler, if he doesn't play, or D-Hop if he doesn't play, man, Arizona, easy pick. And so, I want to get into Vikings versus the Chargers. Jackie Bo, take it off.
Ooh, Vikings, Chargers. Now that is
you have to give me a good one on this because I'm leaning towards the Chargers betting wise. So please help me out.
Okay.
Well. Okay, so I want to bring something roundtable. You guys hear about the drama with Dalvin Cook?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Is that affecting his playing at all on
Not
Sunday?
at all. I don't think it is at all because she's the one that initiated everything. She came into his house, maced him, and so I think he's a victim, like he did say.
All right.
So he's good, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was just curious whether or not he's playing because of that whole situation, because obviously the NFL takes any of those type of things pretty seriously, So, a Dalvin Cookless Vikings team versus a Vikings team with Dalvin Cook, they're very different.
Yeah.
And the Chargers and Vikings are very different teams. Chargers, definitely more pass-oriented, but have a great running back in Eckler. Yeah. I feel like with Herbert, they like to throw the ball. They got Mike Williams, Dang, this is a tough one. This is like the first tough one you've given me for the NFL games.
Yeah.
And I think I want to say the Chargers. I feel like they're on the up and come, and I feel like Herbert's going to go out there and get it done. It's going to be a close game, and both teams are going to play their brand of ball. And the Vikings, they're going to run the ball, and Kirk Cousins is going to make those clutch passes. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game.
Yeah.
When you get players out there like that, you get Keenan Allen, you get Mike Williams, you get Justin Herbert, Austin Eckler, then you get Kirk Cousins, and you get Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be a lot of offense.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, I'm feeling that the West Coast is going to squeak it out.
Yeah.
can't, it's going to be a good one.
Okay, hey, because the spread right now is -3 Chargers, so
Yeah,
it's going to be a close game.
I mean, spread wise, I'd take the Chargers for sure.
Okay, Lee.
I am leaning towards the Chargers winning. It'll be a home game now. Chargers 2-2 at home, but looking right here, Minnesota is 1-3 on the road, and they're on a 2-game skid right now. Chargers just beat the Eagles. Probably not the best game for them, but I think it was huge. Just get the ball rolling. But you look at one thing that scares me with picking the Chargers is the Vikings are, what is it right here, number 9 rushing team, and the Chargers are dead last in rush defense. So that's pretty scary.
Good stat.
But passing yards, Chargers are very high, top 5, and they're playing against, a subpar defense as far as passing defense. But that comes down to like the big players. Can Dalvin Cook get over 150? I think if he does that, they win. Justin Jefferson, he can show out, but I think Mike Williams has a big day.
He's been struggling.
He's been struggling, but I think he has a big day, and Eckler probably gets 100 total yards, and if they can get that, Keenan Allen with a couple catches, I think they'll be all right.
Okay, and I think the Vikings have had a tough season, man. Close losses. And I do like the Chargers defense with, Joey Bosa. The offense is amazing. Justin Herbert, Austin Eckler, man. Austin Eckler is still underrated in my opinion. Yeah. Keenan Allen, fucking amazing. Mike Williams, good big target. But I'm choosing the Vikings. Man. Hey, Dalvin Cook, Kirk Cousins, I love that combination. Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson, great 1-2 punch. You don't know who's going to go off because they are just so both amazing. So I'm going with the Vikings. That's my upset right there because it is an upset. Even though the Chargers are favorite, but I'm going with the Vikings, and let's leave it at that.
Okay.
And so we're gonna get into Seahawks versus Packers. Russell Wilson, first game back. Jackie Bo, I'm gonna let you start it off with this one, man.
Yep, local Seattle boy, 206. Let's go. This game is very interesting. As a Seahawks fan, our history with the Packers is crazy. Packers-Seahawks history is wild by all accounts, and it just keeps getting crazier and crazier. The good news for my Hawks is they get their star quarterback back. Russell is back.
Yeah.
And that immediately takes our team to an entire another level. On top of that, you look at the defense, and they've shown improvement. And when you look at the roster, there is a ton of talent on there, and I hold a lot of their shortcomings on, like, Ken Norton Jr. and a little bit in the cornerback play, like when I criticize them. But overall, they're due for, a turning point, like they did last season. Last season, our defense was abysmal until the halfway point. And then all of a sudden, from the second half of the season on, they picked it up completely. They were an entire different defense. So I'm looking for something similar where all those guys with all that talent are going to put it together. And when you look at the Packers, oh boy, the Packers. COVID Rodgers, is he going to play? Is John Sick going to play? Mr. Immunization.
Yeah,
the whole thing is crazy. And again, like I said, earlier with the Huskies talking about distractions. You want to talk about a distraction? They just had a distraction, big time, and their offense is very good. Aaron Rodgers playing him, Devontae Adams are always clicking. They have a good offensive line, but defensively, again, like the Seahawks, they're lopsided. Hawks and Packers are both offensively strong, but defensively weak. So I think it's going to be a bit of a shootout. Again, barring Rodgers actually plays.
Okay.
So there's a chance maybe he won't.
Today,
but I'm betting he plays. I'm betting that game's going to be
plays.
34-31 Seahawks.
That's a no-brainer. You're a Seahawks fan. Lee,
Man, I'm right.
The bias is giving me
the bias is crazy. Definitely.
But
Man, did you see Russell Wilson's hype video?
yeah, with the
Amazing.
Succession intro.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, I hope you guys watch that show. It's amazing. I'm only 2 episodes in. Succession on HBO.
You got your
Well,
money.
you're rich. I don't have HBO. I don't have cable. So, if I can stream it somehow, I'll try.
Well, if you can get your hands on it, great show. Jack, I think you'd love it. You're a show guy. You actually put me on shows. Have you seen it?
I have not, actually. No, I have not. I know, and I'm on everything.
Yeah, give it a look today. But I think Green Bay wins. Now, I would be surprised. Like, it'd be a huge upset if Seattle wins at Green Bay.
Huge upset?
Yeah, huge. I think a huge upset.
Upset. You had to put a huge in
it'll
there.
take a lot. Yeah, it'll take a lot. DK has to go over 100.
Has to.
I think Chris Carson's back, though. Is Chris Carson coming back?
I think
I don't
so.
think so.
Okay, so what I've seen this week is that Chris Carson, I think he is cleared, but I don't know if they're going to play him. I think it was,
okay.
It was the same thing like Tua last week. Tua was cleared to play, but they didn't play him. The player that we're getting back is D. Eskridge, our second-round wide receiver, who we've had out since like week 2. Who, if you watch any of the games, he is a very, Rams-type offense, speed receiver. Definitely,
Explosive.
I think a guy who could, make some plays. But I'm not sure about Carson. He's going to be probably game time.
Okay.
Well, I think Green Bay wins.
Yeah.
I think it is a 1-score game, though. So, same with your 31-24 score. I think it'll be that for Green Bay.
Man.
So they cover, basically. You think they cover?
Yeah. Yeah, they cover.
Okay. 'Cause
Russell-
it's -3.5. That's what I'm looking at right
Man.
now. -3.5.
Just for
I
that,
think they
Russell's going to
cover.
make you pay.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm picking. This is an easy pick for me, man. I'm picking the Packers. Yeah. The Packers, Aaron Rodgers. You said it earlier, a distraction. I think for that team, man, I don't think it's a distraction, man. Aaron Rodgers got everything on lockdown. Devontae Adams,
He on
fucking
lockdown.
amazing. Hey, fucking amazing. Devontae Adams, amazing. And, I mean, it does suck that they didn't get OBJ, but I think that offense is still going to be rolling. Aaron Jones is an amazing running back. 1-2 punch with A.J. Dillon. But, yeah, I take the Packers on this one, and I definitely think they cover. I'm calling the Packers by 10, and that's my choice.
I'm gonna throw one more thing out there about the Packers and Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
The crazy thing about that series, the team always wins.
The home team?
Historically, yes. Every time Green Bay comes to Seattle,
Ooh.
Seahawks win. Every time Seattle goes to Green Bay, I'm hoping that we break the cycle. I'm hoping that we break the cycle. I'm hoping Russell comes out and plays inspired football.
History.
You better
is
hope so.
crazy.
And so let's talk about. I think this is a stinker game. I don't like these teams at all. But let's talk about the Eagles versus the Broncos. Lee, I'm gonna let you start this off first.
Real short and simple. I think. Actually, I mean, I don't know. I think Broncos win, or it's just so confusing because just based off how the league is going, like these teams come out and beat these better teams. So Denver beats Dallas, and then I feel like they come out and just completely blow the game, completely lose it. Philadelphia comes out inspired. They know that they just lost a tough one to the Chargers, and it's a road game for them. But surprisingly, I think Jalen Hurts throws for over 250. The rookie receiver gets a touchdown, and I think they move the ball well in this game. And what scares me though is that Denver has really good receivers. I trust Bridgewater personally, but I think Philadelphia wins.
Okay, Jackie Bo.
Again, this is a coin toss of a game. I think both teams have a chance to win, and I think Jalen could have a big day. But then again, the Denver defense ain't a joke.
Yeah.
Even without Von Miller, you can't deny that they're good.
Yeah.
But it's a matter of how is Teddy Bridgewater going to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Eagles defense, again, like the Seahawks, they have talented guys on their defense, on their roster. They might not play it all the time, but eventually those guys are going to put it together. So it's like, at the end of the day, I look at it as, who do I trust more, Teddy Bridgewater or Jalen Hurts? Mm-hmm. And I'm feeling Jalen. I agree with Lee. I think he's gonna have a good day, and I'm taking the Eagles.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Same with me.
It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a close one, I think.
It is. Yeah. I think it's gonna be a good game. But like you guys said, I'm taking the Eagles. Jalen Hurts, man, he has to figure it out, and I think he will figure it out this game. Jordan Howard gonna get in the end zone, and man, I'm thinking the Eagles, man. I'm calling the Eagles on this one. Broncos had a good week last week, but it's going to be a stinker for them this week. And so let's get it Eagles. And so let's talk about the Sunday night football game, Chiefs versus Raiders. Let's get it. Lee.
I am going Raiders for the upset, surprisingly. Probably because more of their news. But they are at home, and just thinking of what Mahomes has been doing this season, it's not been the least, or it's been one of the most unimpressive things, I guess you could say.
Very disappointing.
Yeah, he just doesn't look like the guy who he was the past few years, even his rookie year. It's a 5-3 and 5-4 matchup. Chiefs are 5-4, so. I think Raiders fight hard to get in playoff position, and they're behind the Chargers, and I said the Chargers will win Sunday, so Raiders have to win, and I think Raiders do win.
Okay, Jackie, what?
Lee, I'm with you on this one, man. I look at the Chiefs, and it's hard to look at a guy like Patrick Mahomes, who we've seen what he's done. We know what he can do, but you look at this season. You look at what the trajectory has been on is. Yeah. I don't know where they went wrong, but there's something off.
Yeah, definitely. And
they're also built a lot like the Seahawks. Mm-hmm. A lot of money in the offense. The team is based off the offense now. Mm-hmm. And the offense is not doing what it needs to do. And the Raiders are a team that has been through a ton of adversity this season. And if there's one thing that they've shown us is that they fight. They're tough.
Yeah.
They're tough. And I believe that the Raiders, they can pull this one out. They're solid on defense. They're solid on offense, whereas the Chiefs, on a good day on offense, they're great. But on a bad day, they're very mediocre. So I'm going to take the team that I think is more well-rounded overall, which is the Raiders, a team that I've seen bounce back from some crazy stuff so far.
Yeah.
So I think the Raiders are going to take it.
Okay, that's a good pick, man. Right now, the Chiefs are favorite. 2.5-point favorite, and I'm definitely picking the upset right here according to the odds. I think the Raiders win. The Raiders got their number last year, and I just like the way the Raiders play, man. Derek Carr is a really consistent quarterback. He doesn't get the credit that he deserves. He's definitely underrated, and I'm definitely picking the Raiders. I think people that are betting should bet on the Raiders for this one. And I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it like that, man. And so let's talk about Monday Night Football, and that is the 49ers versus the Rams. And let's get an LA boy here. Lee, you go.
We all know the big news. We discussed it already. I think Rams, again, another team who got smacked in the mouth their last outing.
Yeah.
I think they come out and really hit on all cylinders. The biggest thing for me is that if Odell does play, same situation with in Cleveland. Like, don't try to force him the ball, but I think he just wants to get in, and he'll probably get like a few plays called to his way. But I think keep Cooper Kupp going. Keep Cooper Kupp going. Robert Woods is his Robin, as you would say, Batman with Robin. But
yeah.
And defensively, first of all, the Niners just they came out and looked horrible against the team without their starting quarterback and best receiver. So I don't really know how much they have in their tank. Their cornerbacks stink. I could go out there right now and line up on that team. But yeah, I don't have no faith in the 49ers. I think I've bet on them twice. Once against Green Bay and they lost, and then against the Cardinals. So I'm Rams all the way. If you're betting, I think take the Rams with the points or take them straight up. But yeah, they cover both ways.
Bet.
Yo,
Jackie
is
Bo?
Matt Stafford? He had a bit of an injury thing this week, right? Didn't he have like an ankle thing?
I'm not too sure.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
first off, even if Matt Stafford wasn't playing, I would still take the Rams in this game. They're a better overall team, better coaching, better players. I mean, again, like you look at the offense. You get Matt Stafford, you get Cooper Kupp. My God, that dude! I knew he was going to be a baller since he lit us up in college. Knew from that day for sure.
Amazing.
And you look at underrated guys like Van Jefferson. I mean, seriously, underrated. Van Jefferson is nice. And then you look at the defense. And again, the Rams, as good as they are on offense, they're still a defensive team. You're still getting Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey leading the charge. And quite frankly, it doesn't get any better than that. It reminds me of my old Legion of Boom days. It's hard to watch, but they are so good. They're just too good. So, I mean, Rams are going to, stomp over them. Niners going down.
Yeah. And so I'm going with the Rams, man. The 49ers stink. You guys stink. And, man, it's so terrible watching you guys play. Hopefully next year, Trey Lance is, starting. Jimmy G is out of there. That defense gets better. Definitely needs to get better on the back end. And, man, I'm going with the Rams on this one. The Rams are so amazing. Even though they had a stinker last week, I think that offense is great. Cooper Kupp, man, Robert Woods, and even the running back Henderson is doing what he has to do. And so that defense, like you said, it's a defensive team. That defense is amazing. And they got even better with Von Miller, the addition of Von Miller. And so I think, man, Von Miller, I think he plays this week. Von, Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, man, that's too much for the 49ers. Easy win. And so, but let's talk about the additions that the Rams had. And so I want to get you guys' opinion on this right here. Do you think the Rams are a Super Bowl favorite? And why do you think that? Jackie Bo, let's get it.
No. I don't. No, I don't think they're a Super Bowl favorite. I think that there is a lot of competition in the field of these top spots. You're looking simply at the acquisitions, right? Von Miller, I think, is a very good acquisition. I think that's going to benefit them a lot. Definitely on defense, which is already strong. But then you look at Odell. That's a whole different story. Odell is not the same guy we saw in New York. Not even a little bit. Who do you think was a better quarterback? Baker Mayfield, Eli Manning, and those guys. Who do you think was better?
Eli Manning.
Not those last
Baker
days.
stinks.
No, you can't say that. But the other thing is Odell brings baggage. Odell is baggage. He brings it everywhere. This huge ego. He is built for Hollywood. He is Hollywood. He's more of like a TMZ, alert than an ESPN alert nowadays. And the Rams already have a good thing going. And I'm not going to take anything away from that. Where you get Cooper Kupp and Van Jefferson and the tight end Higbee. Those three guys are very good in terms of catching the ball. Then you bring in a guy like Odell, the guy who wants to be number one. I'm number one. I deserve to be number one. Well, you think he's just going to march in there and take Cooper Kupp's thunder? I just feel like everywhere he goes, he's toxic. When he's not happy, he's toxic. If anything goes wrong with the Rams, he's going to be toxic. And I think that's going to – it might doom the Rams' passing attack, which I think could be tough. You end up with the same thing. Okay. Next thing you know, you're going to see Stafford overthrowing Odell.
Wow, hey, that's a hell of a opinion right there, Jackie.
But I'm still gonna praise the Von Miller signing because that is gonna take them. That's definitely gonna take them into the playoffs for sure. No brainer.
Okay.
But
you
Odell,
think they win that division?
Odell, he should have signed with the Hawks. No, I'm just kidding. But no, but I just think that there's anywhere that he could have gone that he wouldn't have been a drama queen. That's just he is who he is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you think they're going to win that division?
Ooh.
That's a tough
Well,
one.
that is actually tough.
Cardinals are rolling.
I know. Yeah, I know. The Cardinals and the Rams both. I think because of the addition of Von Miller and the defense getting stronger and the Cardinals losing JJ, I think I would give it to the Rams.
They did lose JJ. Okay.
I know. You take one, you
like
lose one. I'm giving it to the Rams or the Cards.
I like that pick. Lee?
Yeah. I'm with Jack primarily. I don't know if I can say too much on the opposite side, but I think Odell he meshes well. Like he has at this point for him is like he needs to play to either stay with the Rams next season or get picked up as a big ticket for another team. And Rams are, if you think of LA, everything that goes with LA, like you talk about baggage, like just playing with any LA franchise, you expect them to win. Like a lot of people expect them to win, especially like Los Angeles folks, Lakers, Dodgers, even hockey and soccer.
Yep.
You think about it from that point, and Super Bowl or bust. Now there are good teams still. They still have to get past the Cardinals, as you guys mentioned. But it'd be ironic if they even go to the Super Bowl, because then for me you start to question everything, the league, conspiracies. How did Tom Brady go to Tampa Bay and he gets to play at home and then he wins, and then the Rams get the same thing. Yeah. Rams can get these players. You talk about you talk about all kind of crazy shit like that, and then it was funny. Somebody mentioned that I seen Tyrann Mathieu comment on it. They were like, "Well, where the hell the Rams getting all this money from?" And he was like, "The guy's married to one of like the CEO, like the sisters. It's like 3 sisters of Walmart, and so that bread is crazy over there."
Crazy.
But, so that was a pretty funny joke that stood out from all the texts and posts this week. But I think Rams are Super Bowl or bust, and I don't think they win. I don't think they go, if you ask me. But I'm a Raven fan, so I don't really know if we even meet somewhere down the road with them, but I don't know.
Okay. I like the acquisitions of, Von Miller and OBJ. I think Von Miller is going to be huge. He should have a great season, from this point on, because Aaron Donald commands so much respect. Yeah. And so I think Von Miller gets that one-on-one that he wants. And so he does what he has to do. OBJ with that offense, to be honest, I don't think he should have went there. I think for OBJ, he should have went to the Raiders, and that would get what he wanted. The targets, damn near being the number 1 receiver, deep threat as well. Yep. And I think that the Raiders with OBJ would have been so amazing. I think they contend in the AFC, and him, D-Jack, Darren Waller, Josh Jacobs, Derek Carr, I think that would have been so much better. But instead, he goes to a team that's already loaded. And so, in my opinion, I think Odell should have went to the Raiders. But at the end of the day, I think he proves that, he wants to win. He doesn't care about the targets. He wants to be, involved, of course, but he wants to just ultimately win the football game and win the Super Bowl. And so I think, that acquisition of OBJ is going to be amazing. I think the Rams are definitely a Super Bowl favorite now, just because of Von Miller in that defense, Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey. The offense is amazing, Cooper Kupp. So I think it's Super Bowl bust, like you said, Lee. Yeah. And man, to be honest, the only squad that I can see giving the Rams a really tough matchup is in their division, and that's the Cardinals. And, of course, you got Tampa Bay in the NFC, but I think the Rams is definitely Super Bowl bust. And, that's my opinion. They're going to win the division. Sorry, Seahawks. And you guys don't even get a first-round pick. And so that sucks.
Hey, that wild card going to go crazy this year, don't you?
Hey, man,
stop it.
The Seahawks, it's bad for them. It's bad. I'm sorry, brother.
It's gonna be tricky.
Can't wait to say I told you.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy, Jacob. You still think they're going to make the playoffs?
Hey, wild
I
card's
ain't
wide
going
open. Wide open. We just got our quarterback back.
And they did add another team for the playoffs. So, you know, more games are being played, too. So, hey,
I know there is that extra
season.
game.
Yeah.
Hey, well, first off, the wild card race in the NFC is wide open. So can't count anyone out yet. Everyone's still in the field.
Yeah, that's true, though. That's true, man.
Yeah,
That's true.
Very true.
You know.
Hey, man, and that's how we going to wrap it off just like that. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Views of Voices podcast. I'm your host, DeJuan Thompson, and that's it.